What's up guys, it's Morgaming here and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to farm mats for the engineers across the galaxy to basically make upgrading your ship to the max just really easy, really efficient, and you'll never need to go out and find the stuff. You'll just already have it in your inventory. But yeah, let's get into outfitting. Okay guys, so before we get into outfitting, I just want to say I'm going to be splitting this into 3 different videos. One will be for the manufactured materials, one for the raw materials, and one for the encoded data, which yeah, they're all very easy to get, encoded being the easiest, and manufactured and raw being harder. But we'll start with manufactured materials here, and I'll be posting these once a week, so yeah, look out for those. Anyway, starting here, hardpoints and utilities on this ship are completely empty. Now you're going to want a decent jump range on the ship, which is why I have a Great Phantom here. But jump range is definitely not needed. It won't take you too long to get to where you need to be, but a decent jump range, say 20 light years, that's probably recommended. But I've just left out hardpoints because don't need them, but you can add them if you want, and same with utilities. Anyway, moving on to core internals, I've sort of set the ship up for exploration, but yeah, I do have other things like thrusters and power distributors that are not quite where they could be, but yeah, basically that's just how I've set my ship up. Core internals, utilities and hardpoints don't really matter, it's up to you. But optional internals is where you're going to want to change some things. It's very simple, the build. It's basically a fuel scoop. You want a fuel scoop basically all the time. Of course, this is an exploration ship for me, sort of, so I have just a really good fuel scoop in here. But if you have a booster, that's a great idea because you'll be able to fit more stuff in without losing so much jump range. But what you need is cargo racks. You don't need too much, but you do need a decent amount, especially if you're going to be repeating this a good amount of times. And collector limpets. Collector limpets is what you're going to want. Now, I've got under what I would recommend. I would say you would want at least 64 units of cargo, but I've only got, what is this, 40 units of cargo. But yeah, I would say 64 is probably a minimum, and yeah, that's if you're going to be repeating this just basically for a long time. But yeah, you're going to want collector limpets. You don't need many of these, 5 will do plenty. You won't be needing any more than 5, I would say, so you can save whatever, you can get more cargo space there. But yeah, I would say around 3 to 5 limpets is probably needed, and yeah, you don't need anything else that's in this ship, but those are the main things and what you'll be needing. Anyway, let's get into actually doing it. This was a very quick outfitting run, but yep, let's just get into it. Okay guys, so you'll see you have your materials here. This is where you'll have raw materials and manufactured materials. You can see the difference because you have this little circle icon next to something like arsenic, and you have this sort of crane icon next to the manufactured materials such as chemical distilleries. But if we go down here, I don't have many of anything because I haven't actually done this grind for that long, but I do know how to do it, so I'm giving you guys a video on it. But yeah, that's basically what it looks like. That's where you'll be finding what you have, and then for encoded data, this is where that will be, right here. But yeah, basically we're just gonna move on, and I'll see you guys once we're at the next part in the video. Okay guys, we're over here in the galaxy map, and if you come over to power play right here, you'll see where you are on the map and what factions have different things. So what you're going to want is you're going to want to find different areas that have your grade 5 material that we'll be looking for. So basically how we do that is I'm just got a list here, and I'll read them out to you, and just simply come over to a system like this, and you should be able to figure it out just by looking at the data right here. But basically, if I want to find these different grade 5 materials that we'll be looking for, you have your system allegiance and your faction state. So basically what you're going to want to do is, with your allegiance, you're going to want to find Federation, Independent, Alliance, or Imperial. Now, for your Federation, your Federation systems will need to be in either election or none. So basically, if we come over here, so this is a an alliance system. If we come over here, however, which I haven't selected, if you come over here, you'll see the allegiance is actually to the Federation right here, so that works for that, and its state is none, so that's one of those, and that's basically what you're going to be looking for. And yeah, so for the Federation, this would either be none or in election. But moving on, if you're in the independent systems, independent will be in either war, civil war, it will be in civil unrest, it will be outbreak, boom, or expansion, and that's the same for alliance. Alliance will be in war, civil unrest, outbreak, boom, expansion, and also none. And yeah, that's the same with your independent. Independent can also be in none. Now, for Imperial, it's the exact same as the Federation. Your faction state will be in election or none. So that's basically how that works, and that's where you can find it. But yeah, we're just going to find a system. It can be any of those, just make sure you find it, and this will work for me. So I'll just head over here and we'll see what happens. Okay everybody, we're dropping into the nav beacon right now. So basically all you want to do is just come over here, get close enough to it so that you'll start scanning it, and that's basically all you need. I've overshot that by a very good bit, but yeah, just get as close until you start scanning it. And yeah, the way you scan these beacons is simply just go up close to it and you'll see that you will start scanning. Okay guys, so I've started scanning right now. Now you want to be reasonably quick with this, but it's not too necessary. However, you will be wanting as much time as possible, and you'll see why in a second. So I've got that scan now. I'll just jump to Super Cruise, and you're going to be wanting to do this in solo play, so you don't have any actual players disturbing you while you're doing this. But once we're in Super Cruise here, you're going to want to go over to your navigation panel and set a filter for signal sources. You don't need this, but it helps a lot. And you're going to want to be looking through here for any high grade emission sources. So this system here actually doesn't have any in it, and this is unfortunate, but we'll move on to another system and we'll try to find them and just keep moving on. It's not too hard to find them, but it can take a bit sometimes, but I'll get to you guys once I have found them. Okay guys, so we're back scanning our navigation beacon in our second system. This is an absolutely huge star, so it's pretty damn terrifying. But that's scanned now, so we're going to jump out. Okay, we're going to attempt to jump out. There we go. So we're just hopping into Super Cruise, and once we're in Super Cruise, we can then switch like we did last time in our navigation, set filters to signal sources and high grade emissions. So we want to go over to something like that, and yeah, there's a couple of these in here. Now if we look at that time has 14 minutes remaining. If we look at some of these other ones that are further away, that's 17 minutes, and this one is 11 minutes. So we're going to go with the first one because it's actually very close and it's got a reasonable amount of time remaining, but you're going to go with the one that's got the most amount of time compared to its distance from where you are. But this one looks pretty good, so I'm just going to head over there and I'll catch you guys in the next step. Okay guys, so we're coming in on this one right here. Now this only has 12 minutes 30 left, so it's not what we want. You want about 15 minutes plus, but it'll do for this tutorial, and it will work if you're not trying to get the max out of what you have here. But simply once you're in here, just deploy your cargo scoop as well as hardpoints and launch a couple limpets. And while you're doing that, you should see in contacts Yep, here you have a bunch of materials. There's only 4 of them, but you'll see how we get a whole heap in a moment. And now, once we've collected all these, I'll move on to the next step. But I'll just do this along with you guys, just so you guys can see exactly how it's done. So I'm just targeting these, knowing where they are. That should be the other one right there. Yep. 1 and 2. So once you've collected those, you're simply going to want to go to the game and quit to desktop. Now, once you've done that, just simply relog back into solo play, and I'll show you guys the next step. Okay guys, so we're back here. We fully relogged out of the game, so you need to quit to desktop. This can take a little bit, as depends on your computer, but I'm simply just going to log back into solo play. And once we've loaded the game, which should happen any moment now, I'll get to you guys once it has. Okay guys, so we're right here. Now basically you want to charge up your FSD and keep your throttle at 0. This will basically allow you to jump out with without throttling up, and you'll stay as close to it as possible. Now don't look around or anything. I'm not sure if it actually matters, but just keep your heading. And now once this has happened, just simply turn around, select the unidentified signal source that should be directly behind you, and just spin around, target it, and drop in once you have found it. Might take a bit of turning, and we can disengage right here. Now we're just dropping into the signal source we were just at, and this will respawn with all the materials that it just had in it. So if we cut the throttle here, open up our cargo scope as well as our hard points, we can send off our limpets again, and yep, they're all here, just like before. So that's basically how it works, and you can repeat that process as much as you want. And of course, there is a limit to how many you can hold. I'm pretty sure it's something, yep, like 250, or 200 on some, 150 on some. But yeah, that's basically how it works, and how you're gonna need to do it. But yeah, just simply continue to send these limpets out, repeat this process as much as you want, and that's basically how to get your manufactured materials as quick as possible. And then you can go to a material trader and trade them down to anything that you need for actual trading. And once you've done that, you can fill your hold up to the max that you can have as of anything, and that will basically allow you to get any upgrade for any engineering that you want. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this and learned what you needed, and I'm going to repeat this process a couple times. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.